If you are a wedding venue owner and you are struggling with the inquiries ghosting you most of the time, then this might be the best video you will see in 2026. Let's say the lead goes on WeddingWire, The Knot, or on your website. They submit their information, but sooner or later they end up ghosting you and eventually not booking a tour with them. That's exactly what I'm here to do and show you how you guys can stop that from happening. My name is Raf, and I have worked with over 150 wedding venues in the country. And I'm going to show you how they were able to get these results and get these problems out of the way. The problem of getting ghosted, manual follow ups, having the pressure, or hiring a specific employee for all this stuff. I'm going to show you how you can do this all in just a matter of a few minutes. So, without any delay, let's first of all go to the doc and discuss the talking points of this video. So, basically, couples inquire at multiple venues at first. If you are only reliant on WeddingWire, The Knot, or some lucky website visitor, then you will be facing this problem a lot. Most of the times, when you are reliant on the third party softwares like the WeddingWire and The Knot, these leads are not exclusive. You are sharing these leads with other venues, because once people go on there, they're not only submitting the information for your place, for your property, but also for other properties. So that's the first talking point. Now, this could also be you getting ghosted, could also come down to you only being reliant on these third party platforms, but that's not the topic for today. I'm going to cover that in my next video, but for now let's focus on how we can avoid getting ghosted. The second thing is the first venue to respond usually wins the tour. Just to put more context into it, when I say first venue to respond, it does not mean the first venue to say, "Hi, thank you for your inquiry. We will get back at you as soon as possible." No. It is basically incentivizing them to communicate with you and incentivizing them to book a tour. Don't go directly into booking a tour. Try to get more information about their event first so they can understand that you are serious and you are showing interest. That is only going to make them incentivize even more to book a tour. Slow follow-ups feels like disinterest. I have seen with lots of venues, they stop following up after 2 or 3 days. But the funny part is, and you're going to laugh at it, that in my experience of working with 150 wedding venues in the state, I have seen that on average it takes 3 to 5 follow-ups to actually successfully book a tour. In most of the cases, you might be getting response on the first follow-ups if they are going right 1 minute after they submit the information to you guys for your venue on whatever platform. Most of the tours are booked after 1 minute, but if not, then it takes on average 3 to 5 follow-ups, and that could be and if you don't do that, that you will end up missing out on the inquiries, which will mean that missing out on thousands of dollars in your pipeline. So without any further delay, let's show you how you can prevent that. So I use, and for my clients, which are also wedding venue owners, we use a software called HighLevel. And the software, as you can see, you will be able to see these automated SMS and emails going out. And as you can see, how we are incentivizing the lead to eventually respond back to us. Here, as you can see, it says, "Do you have an estimated date and guest count?" Blah blah blah, and then the lead is giving us that. And once that is done, the next message will be incentivizing them to book a tour. And how we do that is in HighLevel. Just to let you know, this is $97 a month on the basic plan. If you are doing it independently, then just buy the basic plan. You don't need anything else. And from there, you can create your own dedicated sub account. Now, the instructions are there. I'm not here to show you how to get a sub account, but you will find the instructions in the software. They're very easy to follow up and all that stuff. And from here, you will be creating a simple automation. And that automation will basically have a long term follow up sequence that I'm going to share with you just in a second. You can also hire a developer a high level developer for as low as $5 per hour to as high as $30 per hour, and he can set it up for you. Now, coming up to the actual follow-up sequence. So here you can see in the follow-up sequence, we will have some kind of trigger. It could be your website form, it could be your wedding wire or the knot. All of that is integrated. All of that could be integrated with the software and then used in the automations. And after that, obviously, you will be sending out notifications to the team members in the pipeline and all that. But that is not relevant for this video. The thing that is relevant for the video is how do you actually follow up with them. So as you can see, the first thing that we do is we send them one email, which is basically just simple email asking for their information. Let me show you how does it look like. So here you can see, A, thank you for considering venue name to host your type of event, whatever the type of event that they have selected on either your website or on WeddingWire and The Knot, etc. So if it is Quincera, it is automatically going to pop up Quincera over here. That's how we do it. That's why that's how it gives an outlook to the couple or to the inquiry that this venue is actually interested, because the messages are very specific. And after that, very important, we're asking, do you have an estimate date and guest count for your event type? Now, this is a game changer because this message have generated us the most results. And I'm saying this after working with 150 venues in the state. This message incentivized them to respond to you, and then using that response, you follow up with them saying that, hey, that guest count and that date work for us. Would you like to schedule a tour? And that part is manual. You can also automate it, but I prefer to keep that part manual. Once the lead replies back to you, try to keep it manual, because once they have responded back to you, it's only going to take one or two manual SMS to book the tour. That's it. Or you can just give them a quick call and book the tour on the call. But yeah, that's what we are doing. We're not asking these questions on the website or WeddingWire or the Knot, because we have seen that if on form we have any more fields than full name, email, and phone number, if we add additional fields to these three fields, it's gonna decrease our opt-in rate. So if you want as many leads coming into your system, coming into your pipeline every single month, make sure that on your form it only asks for three things: full name, email, and phone number. And then all the other questions like guest count, estimated date, any allergies, any specific details, try to add that up in the follow-up. Because if you add everything on the form, you wouldn't have much to add in the follow-up messages, and that way you will end up getting ghosted. But when you ask these kind of questions, it basically forces the lead to respond back to you. The lead will see, hey, this venue is interested in hosting my venue in my event. They know it is Quincera or wedding or baby shower. I should be responding back to you because I have also shortlisted this venue. So this is one of the few ways that you can make yourself stand out as compared to other venues, because I can tell you your competition is not doing this. I can assure you they are not doing this. Then the same thing is in the SMS. For SMS, instead of adding all that copy and paragraph in one message, I try to keep short messages and two messages. That way it feels more human. If you add everything in one long SMS, it's going to feel like a robotic. So in order to give a much more human outlook, I prefer to use two SMS. One is, hey, thank you for considering your venue name to host your event, whatever the event that they have selected. Also on the form, we are going to have the event field as well to personalize our messages, but we could remove that as well if we feel like it, but I prefer to keep that there. So four fields on your form: full name, email, phone number, type of event. And then there's another follow-up message after a few seconds. There's a wait step in between, which is, do you have an estimated date and guest count? And then the venue name there. And to this messages, we have received so many replies, and I'm going to show you what the replies as an example. So as you can see, hey, Adita, thank you for considering this for your Quincera. Do you have an estimated date and guest count? And here, as you can see, July 24, 2007. I don't have a head count at all, but I'll say maybe 120. Now, this incentivizes us to follow up with them and saying, hey, the date is available. Would you like to schedule a tour? Now, below, the lead was talking about the pricing and all that stuff, so I have to hide it. But this is one of the venues that we are working with right now, and it is based in Sacramento. And for this venue, we have seen that 7 out of 10 leads respond back to this message. And if they respond back to this message, 90% of them are booking a tour. So this is something that I would highly recommend you doing it. Now you can even make it even more personalized. There's an option to do that where, but this is something I'm going to cover in the next video because it's going to be too long for this. But yeah, I will show you how you can even go one step further and make it even more personalized. In that way, it's going to ensure you more follow-ups. It's going to ensure you more reply rates as well as more tours. Then, as you can see here, I do not stop after the initial SMS and email. We go further more. We wait for another day, another SMS and email. We go for another day, another SMS and email, and go on. And we do it for almost 2 weeks, for almost 10 days. For 10 days, we are constantly following up with leads 6 times, and every time we follow up with them via SMS and email, just to ensure that we have done everything in our power to make sure that the tour is booked. And if at the end of the stage the lead does not reply you or anything, then I would recommend you just giving them a call, or try to maybe have a manual follow up. But if at the end of this follow up they do not reply you, they're probably not interested. Also, another thing that I do recommend you is not be fully reliant on the follow ups, but you can also give them a call. Like if the lead comes into the system and now you're like, oh, the follow ups are going to handle this, of course they're going to do that. But if you can quickly give them a call, then that's going to ensure you much more results as well. And in order to get notified whenever a lead comes into the system, you can do the same thing in this workflow as well that I'm showing you, where we have set up all of this SMS and email sequence. Like with this step, notification to Raf, I'm Raf, of course, and here we can set up a notification like inquiry just came into the system and all that stuff. And that allows me to basically receive this notification, click on the number, give them a call, and try to book a tour as soon as possible. Because calls do have a better conversion rate than SMS, because there's an actual human behind it. There's an actual um concern that you're showing to the lead. But if you cannot do it, which is absolutely fine, this automated SMS and email follow up is definitely going to generate you results. If you need a free pre-made template of this, just let me know down in the comments. I'll share you this. This is for absolute free. I'm not taking your email or phone number for this. Just let me know and I will send you the link. And I can even send you another video, a personalized a screen recording video on how you can implement it into your system as well. Thank you. Have a nice day ahead, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.